$1 billion ambition.
Let's do some come on shit, nigga. For show to have a conversation and shit.
I never had a conversation while a show was going on, so this
this is kind of new for me and shit.
Nah, man, so first and foremost, I want to start it off by saying, man, rest in peace to K Slay.
Absolutely,
rest
absolutely.
In peace to K Slay,
Big R.I.P. to K Slay. I know we all had to celebrate the 20-year anniversary to Come Home With Me. K Slay is actually on the intro of that album. He was making a lot of noise on the mixtapes, and K Slay was buzzing on the mixtapes at the same time. So before we even did an album, we did a bunch of mixtapes with K Slay. So I felt it was only right to put him on the intro of this album.
Nah, absolutely. That's exactly where I was gonna go with it. But Come Home With Me is such a high moment in your career. Like, you sell 225,000 first week. Biggest record out, like one of the biggest records in Rockefeller Records history, but yours as well, right?
Yeah, at that time it was.
That's a fact. But I wanted to know, right, like, will all of these things go good for you? Only a little bit, like a month later after the album dropped, you catch a gun charge, right? And it kind of looks like it's going to derail your career. I wanted to know, like, what was your mindset at when that happened?
At that time, I knew that you put, like before I do any crime or any dirt, I kind of know the consequences, and I knew at that time you could get probation or get 8 months maximum. It switched since then, but I was just hoping on no jail time, and then I'm like 8 months. At that time, I'm like, my music could carry me while I'm in jail if I had to go to jail. That was just my mindset. Not saying that shit makes sense,
right.
But that's just my mindset.
No, absolutely. And I mean, like, like I said, like, Oh Boy was such a big record, right? Like, at that time, to put Jewels on Oh Boy, him being like just a mixtape artist, people would consider him. That was a big risk. Everybody talks about all the remixes that didn't happen, but what was the pushback that you got back when you said you wanted to do that, putting him on your first
Jewels?
Yeah.
I didn't get no pushback at Rockefeller because Dave Dash is like my brother when I moved for years before I even got to Rockefeller. So anything I kind of wanted to do, I could do whatever I wanted to do. It wasn't like a record label where I didn't know nobody. So I just knew Jewels was like my little man. He dropped out of school in like 9th grade. He was staying in my crib, back and forth between his crib and my crib since like 10th grade. And I'm like, yo, you don't want to go to school, you gotta write rhymes. They're like, it's not even a choice. Like, we used to go to the club, people want to go, and I'd be like, you can't go until you finish a song. And I just knew that he had great rap skills. I knew females liked him. He had a lot of females at that time, and for a 15, 16-year-old kid. And I was like, he's very marketable. Plus, he's a cool-ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't think a nigga is like a dope rapper, but he like a cornball. I can't even fuck with this nigga. He was a super cool nigga since he was like 15, 16 years old.
Because you know SDE, which arguably a lot of people say that's your best album, but Confessions of Fire, SDE, it's like you was missing the mark a bit. Do you feel like that empowerment was like what you needed in order to level up?
Yeah, I was getting jerked around at Sony Records, at Epic Records, and they didn't have my best interest. Dane was already making so much money, he just wanted me to make my own money. So it was super, super dope. Like, I can't complain. Like I said, that's all I needed for somebody to have my back.
That's a fact. Yo, did you see Ludacris saying that your verse on Just Fire on the Rock Just Fire was his favorite rap verse?
Yeah, Luda's my man. He told me, like, when I see him, when we see each other, he reminds me of that face to face all the time. All the time. He always brings that up.
Other than your verse though, what was your favorite verse on that record?
On the Rock?
Yeah.
My verse.
Now, a lot of people debate it, because I think that, the competitive shit brought Bleak to another level at that time. It brought Beans to another level at that time.
Just listen to the record. You can pick who you think. Okay. I don't even fucking realize that. You know what's so crazy is that, the crazy shit is when you still doing shit and you still busy and you still got shit going on, you I didn't know it was a fucking anniversary. You know what I'm saying? Every year is some fucking anniversary or some shit that I did. Like, yo, you know, it was fucking Purple Haze 14 years old last year. I'm like, bro, I didn't fucking know. But Instagram or Twitter will remind you that you have an anniversary all the time.
That's crazy because it's like on Ask Me you said, and I Can't Act turned down 3 movies. So when you did Paid in Full, was it just you hustling, or did you even know that you was gonna give a performance that was gonna last forever?
When Paid in Full, I grew up in Harlem, of course, everybody knows, but we knew the story. It's like, there's no way that at that time that I could not pull that part off, pause, and go back to my block. That's why I used to be on the block every day. So even on a record deal, I would be on my block if I wasn't out of town every day. And my block is the worst critics in the world. Like, it's bad growing up over there, but I love it. Them niggas will talk about you, your mother, everybody to your face. So I said, if I don't do this part right, I ain't got time to hear you old cornball, suck ass nigga trying to be Rico, da da da. Like, so I'm gonna do this part right. And the director, Charles Stone, gave me a lot of leeway at that time. He was like, Cam, for instance, it'll be a script, and they'll be like, Cam, do what they say on the script, and they'll be like, all right, now do it your way. And they gave me a lot of leeway with that. Yes. Damn. You know what I tell when I call Dave, some of y'all old enough to know, like the movie Back to the Future, like Dr. Brown with the time machine, and you be like, this nigga's crazy. But he might have a time machine. Like Dave is that nigga, he'll not saying he ain't doing Paid in Full too, but when he wake up in the morning, every morning, it is 15 ideas that's going in the process. What he keeps and what he doesn't keep, I can't tell you. But anything he doing, I'm gonna support it. But he has so many ideas. I swear to God, every morning this man wakes up with 15 ideas and starts them in motion. What sticks, and what doesn't.
So I wanted to talk to you about this one time you came into the office after Come Home With Me went platinum.
Okay.
You had on the robe, you know what I mean, in slippers. And you took the platinum plaque and put it on your chain and walked around the entire office with a plaque on your chain. I just wanted to know what you was thinking that day.
You know what's crazy is that I don't know what the fuck you talking about, and I'm running the mad niggas. And no, I'm not saying lying. I be running into the mad niggas and they be like, yo, remember you did this and remember you did that. And I be like, nah, I don't even remember. But it don't usually be good. It usually be bad. It usually be like, hey, yo, remember you cursed me out in front of everybody? And I be like, nah, I did. He's like, yeah, then you threw a garbage can and hit my girlfriend in the head. And I was like, yo, I did. Yo, I'm sorry, man. I didn't know I was gonna grow to be this person, man. You know what I'm saying? So all the time I get reminded of crazy shit that I did, and to be honest, I don't remember, but I still wear robes outside. And I will occasionally throw on my sneakers and wear a robe if I don't feel like getting dressed, pause. And I don't remember the platinum plaque part, but it sounded like me trying to shit on somebody.
Okay.